Lately, I've been feeling weightless, lost, and out of place for my own body and mind. I've tried to rationalize what this feeling is and determine the source, but it's not really a question I can answer until I look back at the parts of myself. Now, I'm hoping by analyzing the parts that I know of, and by stepping back and looking at my past, that I can give myself weight. Now, as I progress into the more conceptual layers of what I've been feeling, with the influence of some artists, I've been able to piece bits together as a future motive for myself and for my art. And it all starts with the idea of weight. Now, I don't feel at this moment in time I have a direction or a purpose. I guess I'm just floating in some sort of loop of space. One of the reasons why I don't feel this way is because I don't really know where I want to go after high school. I don't know what I want to do, what I want to pursue, what goals I have for myself. All the questions that I should know, I don't. And I guess compared to all the people that do have a direction, I'm kind of just waiting, motionless, with no sense of weight. I find it pretty ironic how all my worries are over concepts such as chemistry, when we all know, and I know, that all of life is made up of atoms. That's something that I've been taught since I was little. We are all atoms. And it might just be the only idea in my head that is complete. And it's pretty ironic how we know what an atom is, how it works, what its purpose is, but we don't even know who we are or what purpose we have. So maybe if we just saw ourselves as an atom, the atom really does represent life. But for me, it represents life in a different way. Now, as I looked into the work of Rachel Whitered, it really inspired me to look at the emptiness of things and empty space. Because along with weight in the physical world, there's a whole other world of empty space. And in terms of chemistry in the universe, this is all negative space. So this was really the connection of my mind and the start of my work, because I connected empty space with an atom, and more specifically, the electron and the electron clouds. Now, electron is made up of empty space. Electron has a negative charge. Now, atoms are made up of electrons, and compared to the nucleus, or the protons of an atom, the electrons are invisible. Yes, I know, technically it's all invisible, but the greater space in which the electron takes up and the greater space around it is all empty. And so that means most of life is just empty space. Now, the electrons and bad things in life, they go directly together. We can see them as the bad things that happen in our life. But these bad things is what shapes us to be who we become, an atom. And that's how the nucleus stabilizes, is with an opposite force. And the repulsion force the electron gives off causes an effect, or a charge, or a change in oneself. As I went further into depth and looking into the electrons, I looked into the work of Robert Barry in his inert gas series. Now, a lot of his work focuses on the ethereal existence of invisible things, such as radio waves and radiation, that make up our existence and have an effect on us without ever being seen. And this is a quote I read from him. Things, intangible and immeasurable, physical yet metaphysical in their effect. The idea of the metaphysical, which is the relationship between mind and matter, or fact and value, is a direct comparison of the relationship between the physical structural matter of life and the invisible structural matter of our mind, or soul. Now, this idea sealed in the direction of my work, and I finally started to feel a sense of weight. Now, along with Robert Barry, I looked at Ornato Pomodoro. Now, he said, "A sculpture indeed is the realization of a space of its own within the greater space in which it lives and more." And when I was looking at his work, a lot of his work had to do with geometric figures, like spheres. So this connected my mind to the nucleus. The nucleus is always depicted as a sphere. And the greater space in which it takes up is what connects the atom together. But how can I connect the nucleus, and how can I connect the properties that make up a nucleus and an atom and who we are? Well, an atom and the protons is what makes up a nucleus. And they have a positive charge. So these are like motives or generally good things. And basically, the protons and the electrons work together to create the bonding of the atom. This is like in real life, where the good and bad work in harmony. And lastly, a chemical reaction is very important for what an atom goes through. Because a chemical reaction is the breaking and bonding of substance. But this only involves the electrons, not the protons. Therefore, the nucleus stays the same. In real life, we think of this as the opposite. We think that the nucleus, or our mind and soul, changes, but it hasn't. The metaphysics of who we are is or can be determined by the properties of an atom itself, the properties of a chemical reaction involving electrons, and the space in which an atom takes up and involves in its effect. It is the metaphysics of who we are and the way of giving oneself weight, representing oneself as an atom.